As long as it takes, guys. As long as it takes. You gotta understand, if they weren't prepped for me to come and stay here this whole time, all these people that are showing up were people that were called on an emergency. They had to leave work. They had to leave their babies at home. They were doing something. They had to drop it right away and come here and do the pacing and pretend they're coming to keep the machine running. The machine can't stop. If the machine stops, it's over. How do you keep the machine running? You need a constant flow of people and cars. And with excuses to come here and with a script ready for them to apply when they come here. They can't just walk in there and wander around. So this is the underworld that I was born in. People that watch my videos will understand what I mean by this. And it wasn't this bad, but after I got microchipped, it started to be like this, not this intense. And it slowly dismantled me and excluded me from society like this and squeezed me. Till I got into opiates so I can ease the tension that the machine is putting on me in time where I didn't understand what I was surrounded with because my own family and friends were in on it. They encircled me. And you guys know when problems happen out there, you at least expect your family to look and say, hey, my family didn't say anything, so I didn't think much of it. They added to it. They're the ones who backed up this machine. If it wasn't from the parent trap that I was born in, I wouldn't have been trapped into this machine. If I was let go, if I was just by myself from the time I was a child, I'm not the kind of guy that they could do this to. I'm not foolish enough to get into this. So it was my fake family that worked for that so-called Freemasonic agency in Lebanon that they gave me to. First, like Truman Show, the company took me, adopted me, whatever the hell they did in Lebanon, and gave me to their members to raise me as one of their own, but in a specific special way for this machine 20 years later to be available, to be able to be applied to him. They prepped him slowly from he was young, ignoring him, a little bit of cough here and there, not giving him attention, pointing too much. They prepped me for all these things that you see here today when I was a child, a bit by a bit, in order for this world to exist. Otherwise, it couldn't have existed. You'd see the fakeness in it. So they did the necessary work, an amazing job they did. My own father used to come here when I was 14. He stayed back home 3-4 times a year to visit us. He'd bring me a whiskey bottle when I was 14 and 15, let me drink it and throw up in the middle of the night. That's the kind of father I had. Obviously, he wasn't my real father, but to show you the certain tactics that they used to dismantle me from the time I was a child. Making pornos available for me when I was like 6, 7, and you guys heard the whole story. There's no point in mentioning these things. But now we're at the point where it's this fake world that I woke up to a year ago. They're doing the impossible to force me in it now. They want to shove it down my throat. It's not that, okay, now I know it's not real, they get off your back. No, it's a prison. First, it's a prison that you didn't know about. Now that you found out that you live in a prison, the prison bars are trying to get thicker and thicker, and worldwide in terms of trying to, squeeze you in and take you out. This is the kind of war we're having. So a guy in my situation now, trust me when I tell you, he will do the impossible in a smart, good, legal way to come out of this. So, what word did you hear from this lady that passed by that was the loudest? Prescription. What word did you hear there from that woman that passed by earlier? Smoking. What word did you hear inside? My man. My man, smoking, prescription. My man, to tease me about the relationship. Smoking, to either annoy me or make me smoke more. And prescription, you guys know I was addicted to prescription painkillers for 15 years. Listen to the words that people say out loud. We didn't hear that many words when she passed by. Prescription was the word we heard that was the loudest. So it's an automatic machine around you, surrounded with psychological warfare more than anything. They're throwing needles at you as they pass by. Those needles are not obvious or visual to the normal eye, but they apply to you. What I want you guys to see in here, the busyness around me now, and the kind of creatures that will show up back and forth and throw me a little bit of here and there as they pass by. A needle word, the way they look, the way they're dressed. That's how you're being attacked, visually and covertly, in ways that only apply to you, to your situation. that other normal people, when they look at them, they won't see anything strange in them, but what's strange is the busyness. Obviously, if this hospital experienced this in half an hour, it would go out of business, or they'd have to make 10,000 buildings like this in order to accommodate all these people. And it's also the kind, there are a specific kind of people that you see. Everything about them is strange. The way they walk, the way they look, the look on their face, what they're trying to radiate, that negativity. In general, it's negativity to me. Whether they're miserable, whether they're smiling and talking about something that makes them happy, but to you it's negative. Now, somebody watching this video would say, why would you put up with this bullshit? Ignore this crap and get to where you need to get to. Well, guys, if I can't get a job, I can't see a real doctor, I can't do anything, what the fuck do you want me to do? Make a plan to come out of this maze, because the maze is making you dysfunctional. This underground world that appears in front of your eyes because of your microchip makes you dysfunctional. It's not opening up those doors for you. Actually, you're trying to open them up hard, and they're shutting them for you. So you have to realize, what doors are they trying to shut for you? Now, if they're trying to shut down the employment door, what do? Why are they trying to shut down the employment door? This maze is not about you making money. Well, at least up to a certain point. This maze is to keep you imprisoned in it. What would a job give you? Can you possibly work with these people working with you and doing this to you? No, they'd have to be normal. So that will take you out of the maze, getting a job. Why? Because you're in the same place every day and meeting. You have to meet a normal environment. They can't do this to you, the same people that you know that work around you every day. It doesn't work. These are small rituals that they have to apply and leave, and others come, apply and leave. Even the bus is driving like a maniac inside the hospital now. So, step forward for youth mental health. September 14th, Mel Lastman Square. That means something to me. Hey you. Brand new season, revenge body with...
Oh, we should have this one.
But that doesn't matter anyways. The only reason why I'm doing this video is to be entertained a bit, to be with you guys, you know. But other than that, it's a waiting game. I'm gonna come here every day now. Every day from morning till afternoon, till this place closes. It's 2:30 now. I'm gonna try to come here every day from 9 till about 4, I guess. We have to put in the work. I have to pretend it's my job that I don't get paid for, but hopefully in time I will, and I will. We have to close down. Man, this is funny.
Another time, so it's an hour and a half. Suddenly it's $19.
So this guy passed by, talked loud, said, lifted up his arms. He gave me noise and arms. That's how you gotta look at it, guys. That's all they're doing. They're talking about something meaningless. They didn't even belong here, these two. They're probably construction workers that called off to come here quickly on emergency. Here's another emergency to create noise. So it's all about intensity. And the intensity can't be, you know, too strong. So, because if this doesn't keep going around me in the machine, it helps put you down as a person not to get too flowy. If I get too flowy, I'll get to my goal faster. So this is supposed to do this to you, to keep you in a certain state of trance. Even though you're strong, you know what you're talking about and everything, if this stuff did not happen around you, you'd get to a higher level of concentration, a higher level of focus, and you'll be able to come out of this. But I've learned to cope with it. I don't even ignore it anymore. Not ignore it. I don't even try to evade it, you know, the way I look or my ears. Or you just sit there and let it run and run and run to show it that eventually the location I'm going to choose, the machine is going to tire before I do. Not because it doesn't have the right people or the right elements to function, but because we're going to go to a place where this machine is not going to be allowed to function forever. There's no other way to beat it. So this is the idea. Come and sit here every day from 9 to 5. Every day, every day, every day. She doesn't even know how to force a cough properly. Live happier, live debt free. Let's eliminate your debt. Well, you're eliminating me, buddy, in this frigging machine. So the reason why I picked Sunnybrook, because they do perform surgeries here. It's a big hospital and it's locale, it's location. Why? Guys, we live in an area here. Do you know how many rich, this is a very rich neighborhood in Toronto. Bayview and around this area, Post Road is just up the street. Post Road is like where they, you know, the one I know of. You gotta remember, I've been living in a bubble, so I don't know much. Post Road, Yorkville downtown, you know, those are streets where it's the higher class of people that live there. And at least local, close to where I live in Toronto. There are other places up north where, you know, they sort of, you know, live far away. Other rich neighborhoods. But at least around here, it's these areas. So the machine has to function. Most of these people, I look at their faces, trust me when I tell you, even if they do this, they don't want to be here. Not at this time. They were called off doing something important. They have to keep the machine running. How could they have the pacing keeping going covertly? So they're calling people that they don't usually, they're obviously in part of it. They know what they're doing. That they're part of a torture machine of someone who got microchipped and brought down into this nasty underworld a long time ago. But you're gonna have to try to pick the right place, because I can get away with this now. Can I get away with this in December and January in this country? Now look at this lady that's coming, the frame of her glasses and her lipstick. There's a reason why they're both red. For a particular reason. I point out those small details for you because they're supposed to exemplify something. Even some people, by just the way they look, they're eye-grabbing because they look different, not strange. You know, they're dressed different, they're acting different. It's frigging, it's Oz, man. It's a nightmare version of real life. Nightmare. These fake people are running around with weird looking clothes and acting weird like a bunch of machines. It's artificial. It's such an artificial environment. I can't believe I didn't wake up to this earlier. It's a shame, man. Well, 15 years of heavy opiate use, you won't wake up to anything. So, you know what they did to me? They gave me first a fake charger when I got this phone. Then they gave me one that doesn't charge. Then they gave me one that doesn't work. Because if I had it right now, I go inside the hospital, I plug it in, and I'll recharge the phone and I'll keep recording for you guys. But now I can't do that. So I have a set amount of time for me to leave. To do it and leave. They know that. That's why today, you know, if you notice now, since we got out here earlier till now, you see how much busier it got. The machine, it has to warm up, has to get more intense. Why? They have to get me out of here. This is a hospital. They do surgeries. There's important doctors. There are important things here. They do research. They do whatever. So that's the idea. We need to come out of it. And that's the way to do it. That's the way to come out of it. And one thing for sure, even if you get into a certain point in this maze where you feel like, see property, guys. You know what that's supposed to mean? It's their property. They'll do whatever they want. Trust me, that's how this works. I'm beginning to understand it, but don't matter. I wouldn't have mentioned it if I wasn't recording. It distracted me. What was I going to tell you guys now? I forgot. So, I forgot. Yeah, even if you get to a point, I've been at those points before, you realize, okay, this is it, it's gonna work. Do not get too excited, and you gotta channel your emotions and understand that there's always one priority. Even if you think you're getting to the exit doors, you're about to grab them and open them and come out. What is it? Keep yourself calm. First, you gotta make sure you're relaxed. And anything out there, when you take this small step forward, small step, and you realize, you know what? I'm not feeling too good. Don't push forward, pull back. You have to in this maze. It's the only way, or you'll drain yourself. I'm telling you from super experience, because that's what happened to me last week. I got to that point, and I don't think I've made any errors, but I paid a high price in terms of the way I was stressing. You can't, what's the word I'm looking for? Replace your comfort with hopes of exiting, or just you can't do that. You have to do it. This is a tactical game. This is not a boxing match where you can unleash your energy and your emotions into the punch. No, you're playing chess here. Emotions, you cannot use them in this maze. You can, but you have to know how to channel them and where to use them. And at those small situations where they're functional, they could help you. But other than that, overall, you're sitting on a table and you're playing chess with this machine that's much more experienced than you, that every plan you come up with, the machine has thought of it a long time ago, and it has 10,000 backup plans. Once you understand that, then you realize that you have to expect the worst and hope for the best, and engrave that in your head, and be very tactical in terms of the number one thing that you can never let go of or sacrifice, not even for a second, is your comfort. You have to stay at a certain comfort level. If you can't do that, you will never come out of this maze. You can't. It's impossible. It's full of, see, I got the guy again pass by to cut me off again. He just went in. What, he dropped someone off over there in the parking lot and came out? The property guy's Jeep? So, you gotta remember, it's all about your comfort level. Comfort. See, they all act the same, all of them. Every single person that comes out of there, they all point, it's on this way, that way, they're all wearing red shirts, or it's all the same thing. It's a script applied on everyone that passes by. It's a script. It's a downloaded program. This is what trips you out about your world. It could drive you mad. Why is everybody acting the same? You know? It's not that he has a cane or she's in a walker. It's the time they went, and the time he paused, and the time he did this. He wanted me to look at him. Because this is a hospital. I'm not going to mention much here about canes and wheelchairs, and even though I experience those everywhere I go. But it's the way they do things, man. Voyager, medical transportation. You know what that means? That means if they had to do anything in this hospital, they'll do it somewhere else, and they'll keep it like this, ritualistic, as long as it takes. That's what that means. This here does not affect me at all. But if I was somewhere else, the way I was in a far town or the airport or whatever, it does. Because you gotta remember, you're sacrificing there. You have no place to sleep. You're gonna struggle. They're gonna annoy you when you're sleeping, even if you go sleep outside on the ground. They're gonna make noise for you. You're not comfortable. I learned that no matter what you do in this game, if you have to sacrifice your comfort level, you will lose. It doesn't matter how good your idea is. You can't do it when you're uncomfortable, because there's a war of discomfort on you on the outside. The whole point of this maze is to keep you uncomfortable and annoyed, so you can't function, so you can't think, so you can't focus. So if you're already in a setting and in a certain position where you're compromising your comfort, then you're adding to the game. You're making them win. You're adding to their weapon. So you have to pick for yourself a comfortable place where it's close to your hideout, your home, your comfort, and do this. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Unless I had millions of dollars and I could go live in the hotel right across from Terminal 3 at the Sheraton. But then again, if I had that, I can grab a cab and let it drive for a couple of hours, and I'll be out of this maze. And I'll make contact with real people. They can't keep that up. Right now, if I take a cab from here and I'll tell them, drive, I need you for 3 days. You got to do exactly what I tell you to do. Here's $5,000. It's done. It's finished. This is all my problem. It's transportation. But they're taking advantage of it, because I owe on my license $13,000. I barely get an ODSP check now. They won't allow me to work and make a living. So they're taking advantage of it. The idea too also is when I come to these places, look how they're going crazy, eh? The machine has to tighten up. So the idea when I come to these places is to find myself the perfect locale. The perfect locale, where is it? I can't sit inside. Out here, guys. And in a place where they can't really make too much commotion. How come they didn't bring in 10 garbage trucks into the hospital? It's the area. It's what's here. This is a good area. There's a lot of rich people in this area. It's a quiet, classy neighborhood in Toronto, like locale, closer to downtown. There are a lot of beautiful places, but they're further away. People have to drive far. If you want to live in Toronto in a nice, quiet, home-like neighborhood that's, you know, upscale, and it's got to be either here or up there, Post Road, which is closer to Toronto downtown. And this is a very important hospital. They do surgeries here. It's huge. It's like a town. It's a couple of complexes and everything. And it's not only the hospital. It's all these side streets over there. Look, here, let's start with the school buses. You think these people in the homes over there, they're going to keep them there? No, I can run in there. It's not just, it's about 2-3 miles away. It's a huge bubble. They have to get everybody real out of there. It's a huge problem for them. They saw this coming. This is why their last attack was sort of trying to convince me that it's a Canadian thing that's against me. That it's Canada, I should go somewhere else. See, this is warfare for me right now in my situation. So, all these people over there, they have to leave their homes. Have you seen what happened in front of the entrance for the last hour? It's mad. It's a machine of noise and movement. Masquerading as normal human beings and people in cars. That's it. So now everybody that was, let's say, at his job, they'd give him a call. It's an emergency. You have to do that for us because he's a part of it. She was at home taking care of the kids, cooking. You have to do that. That one over there, I don't care. Get dressed, put on the sexiest thing you got. Oh, well, I'm busy. I'm this. No, I don't care. Do it. But this is what this is. But look at the look on their faces. They don't want to be here. They're not prepped for this. That's why you hear a lot of sirens back and forth. Okay, what's going on here? Show me the injured guy in the ambulance. Where is he? You know. So this is how you gotta look at this. But they gotta bring in the sort of the heat home more. You know, right in front of you kind of thing. They have to. You know, there are important things. Surgeries, people. What are they gonna do? Sneak them into the back and put cops around them? No, you can't enter this area. They can't do that. Well, what's happening on the outside? Why? What's going on? But you gotta get them into situations like these. At least it's a start. I haven't seen that many today. It's the second one. So, and that's it. This is gonna be our home for the next, because this will allow me to come here every day, spend some time, and then go back home, where I can rest, where I can do my normal things that I need to do. It doesn't require that much money either. What does it take? I'll go buy a coffee. There's a coffee shop in there. I'll buy a pack of smokes and just whatever. You know? And this is not a good place to sit, by the way. This is not where I'm gonna be sitting. This is a bad place. I don't have to sit here because it's the whole bubble. I'll pick the most comfortable place to sit in, where there's no noise, no people, and I'll wait. I'll sit there, relax for a couple hours over there in the bushes, anywhere. This is a very bad place to sit because you're seeing here the rituals being done. But if you go sit in that place, they won't need to use that many people. I want them to use up the people. This is not affecting me anymore.
They are?
You know? So purposely, after I said to you the psychological warfare words that they said, they got one to pass by now with a loud voice. All you heard was what? The word there. They want to delete what I said to make it not make sense. And look how strange that was. How come we only hear one word in a loud voice as they pass by? It's mechanical. It's very machine-like. Four groups passed by. We heard one loud word from each group. But look at the way they're talking. Listen to them. It's like a programmed machine on a computer program designed to say certain things and in a specific way. But this is not human life, man. People don't act this way. You know? I can't believe I put up with this bullshit for so long. What the fuck? How did I take this abuse for so long? So this machine, what do you do to someone in this machine? But the time stops for you. That's why those movies, like Groundhog Day and all, guys, all those movies out there are designed after this machine. All of them. The messages in them, The Matrix, all of them, almost every single one. Even the movie like The 40-Year-Old Virgin. If a guy's been born into this, how can you ever have a real relationship with a woman? A real one. You can't. All the movies out there are based on this machine. This is a Freemasonic entity that created an underground world for the people that are a threat to them in terms of their intelligence level, their everything. What do they do to those people from birth? If they can, they snag them, or later on in life they'll ruin them at work, whatever, because they're a threat to their system. Why? Because they're too good, too decent, too smart. They will radiate everyone. They will attract all the people towards them. People will love them. So they want to exclude them from society in a covert way. What do? This underworld system where they can drain them into it through a microchip. It's a very filthy entity running our planet with a lot of money. A printing machine. Filthy, filthy people. They're a specific kind of people. Two-faced. Specific two-faced kind of people that they've selected all over the world in every single country through the Freemasonic lodges. It's a recruitment agency for two-faced people that will do anything and take their orders and apply their agenda on the other group. That's how they divided us. They pinned the weakest element in society by backing them up to take over the group that's competent. That's the war that's going on in the world. This underground world is run by a bunch of incompetent people. But these people don't even know how to add 2 + 2. But look at their face. They don't. That's a metaphor, guys. That's the war being waged on human beings today, which is the majority of the planet, 85%. This barely resembles 15% of the incompetent. And weird looking. That dresses weird and acts weird and looks like a frigging alien. They don't even look like human beings, most of those heads that pass by me. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be judgmental, but it's the truth. So now I look that way, the thing opens. It's been sitting there for a while, that car. It's where I look. So it's gotta might be microchip in my eye, and I'm pretty sure there's some in my body, I don't know. But there's gotta be in both or either one. I'm 100% sure. This is a hospital. I'm gonna dismantle the shit out of it in terms of coming here every day. I'm not the one who's dismantling it. They are. I'm the one who wants his freedom. Every day from 9 to 5. I'm telling them ahead of time. I gave them a preview of it yesterday or the day before of what's to come. Since I can't, not that they're surprised why I'm doing this, not that they don't have a backup, even though a lot of these people come up and give you the look on their faces as shit, man, they're miserable. You can't look for, what's the word I'm looking for? A response from your surroundings. It's designed to make you think a certain way that has nothing to do with your freedom or you being able to come out of this dungeon filled with crap. Crap. Nothing but crap, guys. Crap. Crap. It's filled with crap. These are the worst creatures on the face of this planet. And Toronto's full of them because this machine has been running on my ass for the last God knows how many years in this country. So they've had time to not only recruit and build and breed their own filthy fucking shitty kind. Filth. All because they used me as a battery to drain me of my energy. That's it. Look how many jobs I employed. Yes, they're small parts done with many incompetent people. Because of me, a huge percentage of the incompetent human race found a reason to exist. That without me, nobody would hire these people, not even to flip a burger. Look at their faces. Who wants to go to a restaurant and see that face before they eat? Who wants to go to a restaurant and wanting to eat a burger and see some attractive woman bend over? You're going there to have a burger, not to have sex. It's distorted, the setting that they put for you. You're not even going to any place to be able to experience the pleasures of that place, even if it's a frigging hamburger. You want to go to a restaurant, enjoy your burger where it's quiet, you see nice smiley faces. Not necessarily, we're not asking for charity, but normal. You don't want to walk into a restaurant and see a San Fernando Valley in the corner and frigging machine making noise there and this guy standing up, and how you going to enjoy your burger? That's what the machine does. It takes the pleasure and joy out of everything in your life. From food, comfort, you name it, guys, everything. It's a slavery machine designed to employ the majority of these incompetent assholes that don't even know how to fucking eat with a spoon. You think I'm gonna let that happen on my time, on my watch? I don't give a fuck if the Rothschild family itself is willing to invest every single penny they have into 8 billion people on the planet. I will break this machine in half. Mark my words. And if I have to spend years dismantling every institution in the city because they want that, I will. And there's nothing they can do about it. Every day we're gonna come here. So they better start making appointments for surgery somewhere else, because I will be visiting other hospitals too, guys. Don't worry. It's gonna be hospital mania this month for you. All of them. You don't even know which one I'm gonna go to. But you wanna surround me with nothing but canes and wheelchairs and disabilities and sick people? I'm gonna bring it to home now. Now you don't even have to pretend that they have an excuse to do something out there. I'm inviting you to bring them all into hospitals. Guys, do you want me to tell you something funny? Now, you know packs of cigarettes in Canada, they put pictures on them, right? What if I